There's one thing I've not touched in a long time, and that's the subject of the police. What's going on, particularly the Met. We know that they were in all sorts of bother. There was arguments with Sadiq Khan and Cressida Dick, and obviously we got the new commissioner in, Rowley. And I've been keeping an eye on it. I have. And I've passed comment about the training of officers and what they are and are not allowed to get away with. Well, it appears it's all coming home to roost, as it were, because there's some interesting stuff coming out. And one thing is certain, the Met Police Chief doesn't trust the officers under his command. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing alright. Let me know what you're up to, what kind of day you're having, and most importantly of all, you're okay. I bet you haven't seen a Bobby on the beat today, have you? But that's another video for another time. Yes, let's have a look at the Met. Obviously got taken over in the departure of Cressida Dick, should we say, by Sir Mark Rowley, whose job it was to go in there and tidy the place up. And then you had this thing with Priti Patel where they had so much to do in 100 days. Well, this article here says that he doesn't trust at least 100 of his officers to even talk to members of the public. So what the fuck are they doing in there? I mean, the ability to communicate with members of the public surely is a prerequisite of being a police officer. Years and years ago, 20 years ago, I tried to get in the police, following my dad's footsteps. And one of them was you had to sit outside a room and read a script, which was basically a scenario. And then you had to go in the room and deal with it. And it was different scenarios, different things. And it was teaching you basic how to deal with members of the public. Anybody that is or was a serving police officer that's watching this now will confirm that that sort of thing happens. I know at least one, maybe two of my subscribers that do that. But why are these people in a position where they can't be trusted? Should they be there in the first place? And there's also problems where it's obvious that there's been, issues with misconduct. And the way the police is set up at the moment, they can't be sacked. Because when there's a misconduct hearing, for example, and it's dealt with, they can't reopen it again and redress it. And you have hundreds of officers there that are estimated getting away with criminal behaviour and the misconduct I've just mentioned, and they've still got a job. And then it leads to the problems which have been well publicised, Wayne Couzens, etc, etc, etc. It sounds like an absolute fucking nightmare. It really does. I've just sacked a lot of them. I think it's basically a culture that's been allowed to fester. I think it's definitely down to training. Whether this guy can sort it out, I don't know. But to read a headline saying, "I don't trust my officers," is very, very worrying indeed, especially in somewhere like London, and we know what's happening with the crime. If you're in London, leave a comment. If you're connected with the police in any way, leave a comment. It's all good stuff, all good to hear from you. And I'll see you shortly. Toodaloo.